And good afternoon, how's everybody doing? It is finally time for the release of the Walking Dead chapter in Dead by Daylight. How's everybody doing? For those interested, I'll be live this evening over on Twitch playing with the new character Rick, and sadly not Michonne as she is currently disabled, but I'll be live playing through the PFTB over on Twitch, link in the description below. But enough of that, let's go ahead and dive in and check out our 6 brand new perks and see how they do, shall we? Alright. So, for Rick, we have the Apocalyptic Ingenuity. After unlocking or rummaging through 2 chests, press ability button 1 for 8 seconds next to a broken pallet to rebuild a fragile pallet. You see auras of broken pallets within 32 meters. So finally, the perk or skill from 2v8 to rebuild pallets has come to the main game. This should be interesting. Come and get me. After unhooking a survivor while crouched and idle, press ability button 1 to make injured and dying survivors within 24 meters leave no scratch marks or pools of blood for 15 seconds. You scream and the killer sees your aura for 5 seconds. Alright, that could be a good play with distortion possibly, we will see. And then lastly, for Rick, we have Teamwork Toughen Up. When another survivor pallet stuns or blinds the killer while you are injured and within 24 meters, your grunts of pain, scratch marks, and pools of blood are reduced by 100% for 30 seconds. Alright, so those are our 3 Rick Grimes perks. Next for Michonne, since they have been unlocked on all characters, we have Conviction. After you heal 1 survivor while down with at least 25% recovery progress, press the ability button 2 to recover instantly. You gain broken and are downed again for 30 seconds. We then have Last Stand. After spending 60 seconds in the killer's terror radius while not in chase, when you fast vault, stun the killer. After spending 60 seconds in the killer's terror radius while not in chase, when you fast vault, stun the killer for 3 seconds if they're within 2.5 meters. Then this perk disables for the rest of the trial. Then lastly, Teamwork Throwdown. When you pallet stun or blind the killer, other injured survivors within 24 meters gain endurance and see the killer's aura for 10 seconds. That's a pretty good long time. Alright, and that is the 3 perks for Michonne. Alright, so with the new chapter real quick, for cosmetic-wise, we have, for Legendary, the Daryl Dixon skin for Rick Grimes. We'd also have the Brutal Awakening skin for Rick from Episode 1. And then lastly, The Last Day on Earth from, was it the season ending with Negan? And of course, you know, the standard. Alright. However, to see the Michonne's, for her, we have the What We Become skin from the beginning of the Ones Who Live series, as well as the Next World Michonne. Alright. As for the other changes in the PTB, as we just went over, we have the new Survivor and Killer perks. There's been updates to the Kill Executioner, as well as his add-ons, the Clown and the Clown's add-ons. And I'll have the link to this PTB patch notes in the description below if you want to check these out, or pause on screen. As well as the Pig and some Pig add-ons. Then the Night and some Night add-ons. And the Oni changes. Alright, now for the Fog Vial, which is our newest Survivor item. Alright, so press the Use Item button to release a cloud of fog, suppressing scratch marks and auras, decreasing visibility and audible sound within this radius. Recharges over time. Okay. Each Fog Vial shares the following parameters. Has 1 charge, has 33% opacity, and has a 10-meter radius. Okay. And then for the variants, we have the Common, reaches its maximum size after 2 seconds, lasts 8, recharges 70 seconds after use. Okay. Artisan's Fog Vial, recharges its maximum size after 1.5, lasts 10, recharges 65. And lastly, Vigo's Fog Vial, which is rare, recharges maximum size after 1.2, lasts 12, and recharges in 60. Alright. And then the add-ons, which let's see. We have decreases recharge time by 0.5, which is uncommon. I think these are backwards. We have the rare, which decreases fog cloud expansion time by 1 second. Okay. Very rare, increased cloud fog lifetime by 2. And then potent, which is visceral, increases the fog cloud maximum size by 2 meters. Okay. And then some changes to the key, as well as the key add-ons. More add-ons for the key. Changes to the map. And add-ons that have been retired. Okay, so the ring, the glass, the gold token, the pearl. And then for the map, wire, silk, bead, and stamp. Alright, let's change this to some killer perks. Alright, for the killers, Insidious, decrease the time it takes to activate to 1 second, was 2. Increase the duration of exposed effect to 30 seconds, was 20. Decrease the cooldown to 30, was 40. On ℙ𝕒𝕒𝕒𝕒 Trick, increased aura range to 16, was 12. Overwhelm Presence, which was reworked entirely. Okay. When a survivor starts using an item within 32 meters of you, they gain exhausted for 15 seconds. When the survivor within 32 meters of you gain exhausted, you see the closest exhausted survivor's aura for 4 seconds. This perk has a 25-second cooldown. Okay. This could be interesting. We'll see how it works. And then lastly, Franklin's Demise, increased aura rating range to 64 meters, was 32. No longer causes drop items to lose charges over time. Okay, that's a buff on aura, a nerf on items. Interesting. We'll probably still see the Franklin's Demise Weave Attunement combo. But I'm wondering now if that means they're gonna make a new perk this year or next where that will drop items. Alright, for survivors. Potential energy no longer requires a minimum time spent repairing it to activate, was 8 seconds. Decrease the amount of repair required to earn a token to 1%, was 1.5. Okay. Enemy necessary. Decreases the time it takes to raise a pallet to 3 seconds, was 4. Better together. The aura of the generator you are repairing no longer has a range limit. Increase the duration of survivor ordering to 30 seconds, was 10. Okay. Still Sight. Decrease the time it takes to activate to 2 seconds, was 4. Built to last. Decrease time it spent in the locker to 8 seconds, was 12. Was it really 12? Damn. Appraisal. Increase the number of tokens to 4, was 3. Each chest now can be rummaged twice, was once. Okay. Streetwise rework. The first time you deplete an item with charges, see the killer's aura for 8 seconds. Items with charges retrieved from chests have plus 80% charges. That could be interesting. We'll have to see. Alright. Detective's Hunch and Deja Vu. Alright. Increased aura reading duration to 20 seconds, was 10. Maps no longer track revealed objects. That's a shame. And then Deja Vu, maps no longer track revealed generators. Okay, no. Then hooks, when only 2 survivors remain, letting 2 struggle skill checks pass without any input will immediately skip to the sacrifice sequence. So they brought that back. But only if there's 2, okay. And then presets, once again, feel free to pause if you want to read them yourself, and I'll have the link in the description below. Custom game and spectator mode. Game area expansion, Fallen Refuge. I've seen the map, and I hopefully we'll get it tonight during the stream, but they could have done a better job with it. Let's see then. Bug fixes. Again, feel free to pause. Alright. And that is it for the PTB. Don't forget, it took a screenshot from July 1st, so as long as you have stuff at that point, you're good to go. And as per usual, PTBs, you get 15,000 orc cells to mess around with. Alright. That is it for our PTB overview. Hope you all have a wonderful time. Again, I'll be live this evening over on Twitch, link in the description below. So feel free to come out, hang out, and see what various builds we are trying out this evening. But in the meantime, have a wonderful day, have a great day tomorrow, and I'll see you next video, buddy. Goodbye.